it's Bella and welcome to Beauty on a Budget. So today is part 2 of the little series that I'm trying to do about things that we might find hard to talk about. So last month we tackled aging, and this month I'd like to talk about divorce. Now divorce affects people in all different ways because there's so many different reasons for divorce. It can be literally a breakdown of the marriage. It can be adultery. It can be, there's lots of different reasons why people divorce. Not all divorces end on hard grounds or with any bitterness, and some do. Some end in a lot of bitterness, a lot of quarrels, a lot of fighting over the children, and a lot of bitterness. And so and some don't. Some end on, quite amicable terms. Marriages end in quite amicable terms. I can only talk for myself and how divorce affected me. And if that helps anyone out there, then, that's my whole goal with this series, is just to try and help and sort of leave comments and try and help each other along the way. Now, I've told you before, lots of times before I've spoken to you, that I'm not a very confident person. But I'm getting better. As I get older, I'm getting better. And like I said before, you guys are helping with that. But when I was young, now I don't want to go into too much for the reasons I'm sure you'll understand. I don't know who's going to watch this, and my children watch it. So I don't want to go on to too much about too much negativity. Just I want to go into what my feelings were, me as a person. When I was younger, I was a real old-fashioned kind of girl. Now I grew up really in the 70s was when I was born in 55, so I was 15 in 1970. So all my youth going out and meeting boys and, discos and things was all through the 70s, because by the 1980 I had my daughter, my eldest daughter. But during that time I was a really old-fashioned girl, and without sort of going into it too much, I was the type, I wanted to save myself for that special person. That was really important. And we're talking about the end of the free love era, and but that wasn't for me at all. I was a proper goody two shoes. I was. And I wanted it to be for that, that special person. And I met who I thought was that special person. And what I did is I put 100% of my life into him. I thought that was it. That was it. I'd seen too many Hollywood films, and he was it. He loved me, I loved him. We're going to walk off in the sunset together. Well, we walked in the sunset for quite a while, quite a while. And then the sunset turned into a storm. And he decided that there was somebody else. Now, as I said, I don't want to go into too much detail because I don't hold grudges. I'm just sort of trying to share with you what my heart felt like at the time. I felt everything that I'd done, all the fantasy in my head of Mr. Right and this perfect marriage that I was going to have. All right, I knew I'd have ups and downs, but the strength in this marriage that I thought I would have had gone. It was like a crash that into reality, that doesn't matter how good you've been or what you've done, this is life and this is what it's thrown at you. And I found that really, really hard to accept. I was totally broken-hearted. And you know, the silliest thing is, I don't know if it sounds silly to you, but it's not even kind of the act of adultery. It's the fact that they could love someone else. That, you know, their heart belongs to somebody else. I think hurts a lot more than anything physical, you know. It certainly did with me anyway. And I don't know if the feeling was betrayed. It very hurt, and very bewildered that this person that, you know, was supposed to be everything and I was supposed to be everything, decided, you know, I wasn't everything. But anyway, that all came to an end, and we were together for a while afterwards, but I just couldn't live. I couldn't live with the memories and the thoughts, because, you know, once you feel like that, it's very hard to get any trust back. For me, I mean, lots of people do it, and I really admire you, because I know lots of people that that's happened to in the early stages of their marriage, and they've gone on to be together for years and be very, very happy. And I really admire that, and I think that's great. I really do. I couldn't do that. I think there's a guy that on YouTube, and he's on Facebook, and do you know Dave? I can't think of the name of him at the moment, but I will link him below. I'll link him below, and he comes with some wonderful, wonderful quotes and wonderful sayings. And one of the ones that I like a lot, you know, with "Can't you forgive? Why is this still troubling you?" was, he said to somebody who was asking that question, he said, "Get a plate and throw it on the floor, what happens?" And they said, "It breaks." And they said, "Well, stand over the plate now and say how sorry you are." So they said, "Okay, we're really sorry." And he said, "Has the plate gone back together? It's still broken, however sorry you are." And I really think that describes how I was at the time. Now, it did affect my personality. Sometimes self-preservation makes you into someone you're not, and behaviour becomes something you're not really. It's like, it is self-preservation, how you feel at the time, and you know, I'm going to be happy, I'm going to be happy. Now, I've got 2 young babies, you know, and it was a very, very hard time. And if I could go back again, I would say to anybody to get help. The same with bereavement, and I'll speak about that in another video. But get help, speak to people, don't keep all those feelings locked up, and most of all, tell them to yourself. Don't make out to yourself that your heart's not broken, that you can cope with this, that who needed him anyway. If you feel like that, good on you. You know, good on you. Because if a marriage is bad, it's not worth having, and he's not right, or she's not right, or they're not the people you thought they were, you know, goodbye and best of. You know, totally. I'm totally like that. But I'm talking about somebody who puts on a facade of being okay. Which I did. I totally did. For my mum's sake. I didn't want my mum to think, you know, this had affected me, or that I was fine, mum. You know, no worries, mum. I'm holding up. So that was an act you have to do. And the children, you know, everything's fine. And it's not fine, and that is such pressure, and that's going to take its toll, and it certainly did on me. So my advice personally would be, get help. If not professional help, speak to someone close to you. I know probably maybe people are like me and they want to protect the people close to them, because I know I do with my mum, I do with my children, you know, same thing. But if you can, speak to a friend or to somebody how you really feel inside, how it's made you feel about yourself. Share that and speak that out. Because when you say it out, sometimes it's such a big help, because that's what counsellors would help you to do. But I didn't do that. I just kidded myself, and I kidded all the world, but I'm sure I didn't kid, you know, most people saw through it. But the act was really important to me, and my pride was really important to me, and I had this broken heart and no one was going to see it. And I made some very silly moves, and I did some very silly things that were very detrimental to my health and my life, and you know, because it was so, I just kept it all inside. And I honestly think the best thing anybody can do is just speak that out. Just tell someone. You're not alone with it. People, you know, marriages break up every day. I think at the moment it's 1 in 3. It might be 1 in 2 now. I'm not even sure. Last time I looked, it was 1 in 3. I don't believe in maybe some things that, you know, you'll disagree with. I don't believe. Oh, sorry, I kicked the camera. I don't believe in staying together for the children's sake. Now, a lot of people do, and if you do, that's the way you should go. You should go with your heart, your feeling, what you think is right, not what anybody else tells you. But I don't think you could stay together for the children. And again, this is my background. My parents were not happily married, so I knew that as a child. So I can see my childhood with an unhappy married parents, and I wouldn't want my children to see that. So that's the reason why I say no. You know, don't stay together for the children. I'd have been much better with my mum on her own than, you know, seeing my mum how she was. So, no, I don't believe in that. Do I believe in trying? Yes. I don't believe in giving up at the first hurdle? No. Every marriage has its ups and downs. I mean, years later, you know, I've met my Baz and I got married, and I'm happy. I am very happy with him. We suit each other, we bounce off each other, we're contented together. But there's times I could kill him. You know, I could absolutely annihilate him. And I know there's times he could annihilate me. Because that's marriage, that's what happens. And what I felt years and years ago about, you know, Prince Charming coming and riding me off on a white charger, was totally shattered. That dream was totally shattered because it was never real. It was never real. Now I don't expect anybody to carry me off. I don't expect a knight. I just expect a good person that's loyal to me. That's very, very important to me. Loyalty is very important to me. I think as you get older, you accept different things in people that maybe you didn't so much when you were younger. You understand the meaning behind their behaviour, why someone acts like they do. You just got more experience of life that you didn't have when you were younger. You just see the outward appearance then. But I've always said, and I absolutely stick to this to today, there's 3 things that are important to me in a marriage, really important to me. One is loyalty. This is, you know, with my Baz now, how I feel, loyalty. I would never accept anyone cheating on me. I would never accept that, because I don't deserve that. I also would never accept anyone lifting their hands to me, because I wouldn't accept that again. No way, I would never accept that. So those two things are kind of my guidelines, my rules. And Baz knows that and has never come anywhere near either one of those. He's, you know, he's a great calm guy and he's a good person. And the other thing is, because we got together later in life, the other thing that was really important to me was, however old my children were, I mean, I'm a Londoner, you can know that by my accent, I'm sure, but I live in the north of England now, because Baz was working up here and he's a northerner. So I came up here, and I'm very happy. I like the north of England. I like the calmness of it. I think I've said that before. But the other rule that I made, and it is a rule, I can't, you know, it's something that's important to me, was however old my children got, and the one's coming up to 40, and, well, she won't like me saying that, one is 37 and one is 35. But however old they got, if they needed a home, it would be here. If they needed to not be where they were, they could make a home here, and this would be their home just as much as it's ours. And, you know, Baz said absolutely certain, but that was something that I went into a new marriage with. Oh, sorry, I keep kicking the tripod. And the same for my grandchildren. If my grandchildren needed a home, that would always be here for them. Our home would be their home. I mean, they've got lovely homes of their own, both of them. But, you know, that was just a rule for me. And also, you know, as I said, I would never accept a man lifting his hands at me, and I would never accept adultery. But I'm quite a soft person. I'm not, you know, hard, oh no, you'll never do that. They're just things, they're just lines that I've put down for myself, because my own self-respect. Because they're the things that, you know, no, I would never put up with. But, you know, you put up with each other in other ways. I'm sure I drive him absolutely nuts sometimes. I know he drives me nuts sometimes. But we love each other, you know, that's the thing. We love each other, and we kind of plod on together, and, you know, and also because I don't expect the same things anymore. I don't expect the same things. Contentment is a very different thing to me now than it was then. But there was a lot of years in between that. There was a lot of years between the initial time that I realised people can betray you, that, you know, love doesn't necessarily mean forever, because I really believed it did. There was a lot of time between that, a lot of years, and between meeting Baz, and that's a whole different story. I didn't always make the smartest moves. I didn't always do the smartest things. My children have always been my life, but on a personal level, I didn't do the smartest things. And a lot of it was hiding a broken heart. And, you know, you can give yourself lots of excuses, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to seem that I'm giving myself excuses. But you know, it's been a journey. I've had quite a journey. But I've come out of it, I honestly believe, a better person. I've got more compassion for other people. I understand other people. I enjoy getting to know people. And if my experiences in life can help them, then that's great, because that's exactly what I want to do. I mean, I started the channel on beauty being on a budget because I wanted to help people that were on a budget, that didn't have a lot of money, and say, you know, come on, we can do this together. It's okay, don't worry about that. But that goes into deeper things, doesn't it? Because peace of mind and who you are and how you feel about yourself is a big part of beauty. That's the part of the beauty that comes from within. And, you know, if I can help with that as well. Listen, I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a counsellor. Oh, Kitty again. I'm not a counsellor in any way. I've never been trained for anything. I'm, like I said last time, I'm just a person that's kind of lived a life, and, you know, if my experiences can help you, then that's great. That's great. So I'm always here, right, in the drop down bar below, where, what do you call it? Comments. Write in the comments anything you'd like to say to me, or private message me if you'd rather do it that way. But I'd like to hear from you, and, you know, just let you know you're not alone, really. We've all been through a lot, and, you know, talk to each other in the comment section and so forth. And, you know, we've all been through a lot, haven't we? And it's nice that we can stick together. That's the thing, that a unity. And I love that part of YouTube, and that's the biggest thing for me in YouTube, is the unity. I've made some such great friends. And I'm going to put a video up next week about the people on YouTube, about the new YouTubers that I like. In a video that's about my favourites of the month, you know, films, different things that I've liked, Netflix, books, videos, you know, and YouTubers. So I think that'll probably go up next Tuesday, I'm sure, if I get it done. Okay, guys, so thanks for watching now. I know I've been a bit all over the place, but I really hope that you understand where I'm coming from, that I'm coming from a place that wants to try and help you, and encourage anyone that may need a little bit of encouragement, and so you know that, you know, you're not alone in it all. And I hope I haven't said anything that offended anybody. I haven't said anything that, you know, people would misinterpret the wrong way, because I'm just going by my feelings. If yours are different, you know, that's your feelings and you're entitled to that. I just sort of wanted to say, for people who feel like me, that, you know, you're not alone, and happens to a lot of us. So hope that's helped someone. Let me know, guys, and thanks for listening to my waffling today. I'm not sure what I'm going to touch. We'll probably do another one in about 6 weeks time. I'm not sure what I'm going to touch on yet, but it will be another subject that is difficult to talk about. So hope you've enjoyed that. I will see you again on Friday with something a little more cheerier. Let's do some makeup. So I'll see you next Friday with some makeup, or get ready with me, so I'm not sure yet, but see you then. You take care of yourselves, and thanks for listening to me, and thanks for your support, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much. Thank you, and I'll see you next Friday.